tonight's game between the Explorers from Hudson and your host, the Boardman Spartans. Competitive sports are an important part of the total educational program for students in high school, and good sportsmanship is a major emphasis. Hudson High School and Boardman High School are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by the rules and regulations set forth by the association. Officials assigned to this game have been selected according to procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Tonight's officials are Dominic Flaviano, Rob Lee, and John Wolf. At this time, would you please stand for the play of our national anthem? And now for the introduction of the season starters, beginning with the visiting team from Hudson. Number 1, junior. Number 15, junior, Brandon Hall. Number 3, junior, William. Burnett. Into the 4, sophomore, Lonnie Galloway-Blade. He scores for coach by Jeff Brent, assisted by Bruce Thomas Stockard, and Steve Mena. And now starting this evening for your Boardman Spartans. Number 1, senior, Javante Young. Number 5, senior Mike Molesky. Number 21, junior Caleb Black. Coached by Pat Birch, assisted by David Gilbert, and Brett Malone, and Dylan Marcella.
Boardman High School Gymnasium. I am Brandon Jackson alongside James Valentine. Today's matchup is the Boardman Spartans versus the Hudson Explorers. Players on the court for the Spartans to begin the game, as Jawante Young gets fouled as he puts up a layup, so he'll have the and one opportunity. Also on the court is Cam Krebs, Holden Lipke, Mike Molesky, and Che Trevina. And that's a rebound for Jawante Young, as his free throw was no good. Che Trevina's three-pointer off the mark. Nice hustle by the Spartans in defense to get the jump ball. Possession arrow does keep it with the Explorers, though. That was actually on Krebs. So the Explorers keep the ball. Molesky for three, no good. Krebs gets it, gives to Trevina. Back to Krebs inside, that layup's good. So the Spartans jumping out to an early lead here. And pass goes out of bounds.
And that's going to be Hudson's ball.
The impound bat goes to Burdette. So that's William Trevina giving defense.
Hudson trying to work their way inside.
They get inside and then pass it back out. Krebs giving defense. About that though.
Kind of jinxed them on that one.
Commentator's curse.
Ha.
And that pass gets intercepted. So now the Hudson Explorers get the ball back and move down the court, and
rushing
that's
inside.
A beautiful drive to the hoop, but the finish wasn't as beautiful. So now Lipke has it. Molesky slows down the ball. Spartans moving the ball around. Lipke pump fakes, gives back to Molesky for three. No good. Krebs with a nice rebound. Gives. Lipke from the corner. That three also no good. Lipke nearly getting his own rebound. Three is good again for Wallace. So Trevina goes inside to Young. Good ball movement for the Spartans right now.
And that's going to be out on Lipke.
Looks like a little bit of miscommunication with Krebs there.
And we have 2 sub-ins for the Spartans, Ryan Archie and Connor Miller.
Coming off was Jawante Young and Cam Krebs. Miller being impactful as soon as he gets in the game. So is Archie. 2 nice deflections and that 3-pointer off the mark, but the tip in falls. So now the Explorers take the lead back, now 8-4.
Archie looking to get rid of it.
Gives
Pass
it
it.
to Trevina. They have Miller open down low. And they give it to him. Trevina looks out a shot. Lipke with a nice pump and then go. Lipke giving defense down low. Good defense by Connor Miller, giving up his body.
Lipke looking for 3, and he gets it.
That gives the Spartans the lead, now 9-8. Beautiful block by Trey Trevina. Foul called on Connor Miller. With 2:13 left in this first quarter.
Passing it in for Hudson is going to be William Wallace.
Burdette with it. And that gets tipped and goes out of bounds.
It's going to be Spartan ball.
Lipke to pass it in as Molesky steps off.
And Blake Hartline, my bad, wrong roster. Anderson steps in for Boardman.
Spartans moving the ball around. Ryan Archie gets stripped of the ball on his way up for the layup. That's another 3-pointer for Damani Ganaway Glaive. Lipke looks at a shot, gives it to Trevina. Trevina gets called for the travel.
Passing it in for Hudson is once again William Wallace.
Dom Stiliana coming into the game for Che Trevina. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Wallace. Archie giving defense. Glaive with the layup.
And he makes it. and I believe that's going to be a foul on Hudson.
Foul goes on to Ganaway Glaive. Molesky and Trevina coming back into the game. Three-pointer. That's good.
And that's going to make Boardman down by 1 at the end of the first quarter.
So a very fast-paced first quarter there. And James and I talked to Coach Burge before the game, and he said that he believes that their opponent are a well-coached team and can really make you work on both ends of the court.
He also believes that if they win this game, they will have the momentum or revival, whatever one you decide to use, to get themselves a positive record and hopefully be looking to get back into their season.
So the Spartans will get the ball to start the second. Lipke passing it in. Trevina passes cross court, and that's stolen out of the air by Aaron Martin.
Stolen back by Trevina.
Trevina, and it goes out of bounds. He really got up there for that ball.
Yeah. Well, you can tell he also plays football on that. William Wallace with the ball. Stolen by Trevina.
Molesky with it coming down the court. Gives out to Lipke.
Lipke with the foul.
The Explorers with the ball.
Spartans are playing very aggressive today.
Unsuccessful pick there for the Explorers.
Falls as he passes it, and he goes for a layup.
That's something that you just can't swap with that kind of height.
Nope.
So 15-12 now. Spartans trail. Stiliano looks at a shot. Stiliano takes this one. Corner.
And that's going to be another 3 for Ganaway Glaive.
This kid's only a sophomore.
Looking at Hudson starters, they have 3 juniors and 2 sophomores, which tells me that their underclassmen are quite something to watch in this one.
Definitely. Not a single senior starting for them.
No, they aren't. I do not believe we have seen a senior in the game as of so far.
Spartans moving it around. Trevina. That pass just a little high. Beautiful save by Young, but and it's Wallace with it. Nice transitional defense for the Spartans. That 3-pointer off the mark. Rebound gives to the Spartans.
And that's going to be Young on the rebound on that.
Some physical play here from both teams, and that's a foul called on Lipke.
Krebs looking a little frustrated. And that's Connor Miller stepping in for Holden Lipke.
And a travel called on Wallace.
The coach and Wallace looking a bit confused. Do not believe they think that should have been called.
Young. A lot of passes from the Spartans early in this one. And a lot of steals for the
Yes,
Explorers.
indeed.
So that's another one.
I was just getting ready to say, Wallace is down there running back and forth. He's like he's a one-man show out there trying to guard everyone by himself.
And that's a charge on Wallace.
And it's going to be Molesky bringing the ball to the Boardman side. Passing it to Young, back to Molesky.
Inside to Krebs, who had a lane to the hoop. And
Trevino
Trevino
for
for
three.
three. No good on that one. Krebs with the physical rebound and then a foul on his way back up with it. So he'll shoot two.
Boardman definitely happy with that one.
As he's shooting his free throws, I'd like to mention that you and I are going to be going to the Cavaliers game next week and touring their arena, looking at their production stuff. Can I ask you what you're most excited for in that?
I personally am most excited to see how they set up behind the scenes before we see the actual game happen, what they go through, how they set up everything. And I've heard that they have a alternate reality way that they set up every camera, every position, what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. And also to see where some of these cameras are, because when you're watching the game and you can't really tell if you go to the arena, you can't look up and see the camera because they're just that well hidden from the audience. And that's what I'm most excited for. Quite wondering what you were excited for.
I'm excited to talk to their commentators if they'll be there. I'm excited to see all their behind-the-scenes stuff, how they run the QTV, which is the biggest Jumbotron in indoor arena
Yes,
for
indeed it is.
basketball. It's going to be very exciting. I went with the rest of the football production team to the Cleveland Brown Stadium earlier this year, and it was absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, the play for the Browns isn't as beautiful as their stadium and their setup and all of that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
And that's a travel on Krebs.
Coming into the game now, Ryan Archie and Holden Lipke. Young and Krebs coming off.
Krebs going off to the side, not looking too happy. And I do believe we have our first senior in the game for Hudson, and that senior is Connor Ginn.
Archie for three.
And he sinks it.
That's a beautiful shot when you have that much room to shoot it. Lipke giving defense. How did he get that pass through? Trevino with a beautiful save. Molesky
Oh, almost had that and one.
But he is fouled, so he'll shoot 2.
Yes, he will.
As Spartans trail by 5 points.
And he makes the first one, and Hudson substitutes. And coming in the game will be Matthew Sudan.
Rebound by Trevino, so the Spartans will keep it. And Molesky travels. And a timeout by the Explorers.
Timeout.
Early in this game, it's very physical. on
Very
both
physical.
teams.
There's been a total of 10 fouls so far. Most of them have been charges or travels because both teams are being very aggressive and trying to get fast-paced movement.
And as Coach Burt said, there's a lot of good competition on both ends of the ball.
Yes, there is.
Offense and defense for both teams.
And back from that timeout, Hudson with the ball. It's going to be Wallace. Trevino playing tight defense.
Tipped away, but a defensive foul caught on Connor Miller there. That's the 5th team foul for the Spartans in this quarter. And that's Miller's 2nd of the game.
Hudson with 6 fouls currently.
Ball gets away from Wallace, but he gets it back.
Wallace seems to be a bit of...
Archie tips it away.
Wallace is...
There
William
wasn't
Wallace.
a Spartan there to get the ball after the tip, though, as Archie started heading down the court.
William Wallace seems to be a bit of a playmaker for Hudson today.
Yeah, he's definitely had his hands all over the ball for most of this game.
But I'm almost for sure that he is not the only player on their team who's been making plays today.
Yeah, Ganaway Glaive has hit like 4 3-pointers, I think.
Something like that, maybe 3.
And an offensive foul. As Krebs gives his body up for that one. The foul did go on Burdett. So with the minute and 51 to go, Spartans trail by 4 in the first half.
Molesky drives, he loses it.
Young
with the save.
Floor. Foul called.
Foul called on Boardman there. Not too sure what it was on that.
Not sure if it was a foul or an out of bounds. But Hudson gets the ball either way. As they're moving it around. Just a minute to play.
And that's going to be a foul on his way up. And shooting on that foul is going to be Brandon Lull.
And he'll shoot too. This person pitch is good.
And it's a substitution for Boardman.
Billy Kamek enters the game now.
Archie for three. Doesn't make that one.
Good. Anderson rebounding.
And that is another charge. And that ties both teams for fouls at 7. But who's counting?
When you have two teams who really want to win the game, they're going to play physical, and that's what we're getting here.
Yes, indeed, they are playing physical. I want to say out of the 14 fouls in this game, maybe 10 or 9 of them have been charging fouls.
Great defense by the Spartans. And the last second shot, no good. So we're going to halftime, score 22-16. Spartans trail, but if you watch the game, it doesn't really seem like they're that far behind.
No, it is not. So far, this game has been moving fast, but at the same time slow. So both teams have been going up and down the court almost as fast as they can. In my opinion, if they were going faster, they'd just be blurs on the court running back and forth. But as you can tell by the score, it's not going so well.
But only down by 6 points with
Yes.
2 more quarters to play for the Spartans. They're definitely still in this game. Trying to keep control on defense is probably what's going to win the game for them in the second half.
Even though Boardman is down 22-16, they have been playing great defense by letting them not get to the inside as much, and most of those have been threes that they just cannot stop.
Not only them playing great defense, also the Explorers playing great defense.
Yes.
As most of the shots that have gone in for the Explorers have been three-pointers, which are really tough to guard, given that if you just shoot it and it goes in,
Yeah.
that's the point. Now in the court of the Spartan cheerleaders. Upcoming for the boys, they'll travel for 3 games in a row. They'll go to Struthers, Warren, and Lakeside, as those are 2 AAC conference games for them, Struthers being the one that isn't.
I do believe that Warren game is going to be a good one to watch.
And looking at the stats for the boys, their home record being 2-3, they'll try to make it 3-3 here going into the second half.
Their points so far this season has been 558.
And on the road, they haven't fared too well as they only have 1 win so far, and 4 losses. Let's take a look at the standings. You see Campbell sits at the top still undefeated in the AAC. And you see Boardman there closer to the bottom, which they're not familiar with after the season that they had last year. As we did talk to Coach Birch at the beginning of the game, he said that this game could swing their season around.
I do feel the second half of this game is going to be quite interesting, with Hudson trying to maintain their lead and Boardman trying to get as many points as they can to get back in this. They're not that far behind, but if they do not play the same or better than they were the first half, it's not looking good for them.
I'm excited to see the adjustments that Coach Birch makes in the halftime here. Going into the second half, we'll see if he tells his players to back off a little bit, given the count of the fouls going up, or if he's going to say keep playing physical because that's what's going to get you the points, driving into the hoop and making the shots easy on you.
I do believe the best strategy for Boardman right now would be to back off just a little bit, because as we saw in the first half, Hudson was playing a lot more aggressive than Boardman. They had the same amount of fouls, but William Wallace containing most of Hudson's fouls for charges, and he seems to be quite aggressive to watch.
There is a Boardman Spartan alum who is nominated for a Grammy, the guitarist of the band War on Drugs. Anthony LaMarca is nominated with his band.
It's good to see somebody from good old Boardman, Ohio, getting some recognition out there. You don't see that too often.
And the DSTN alum, Morgan Rigo, recently got a job at a local CBS station in Kentucky where he's going to college. So it is good to know that doing this is getting us good experience to go out into the field and have great opportunities.
Yeah, maybe one day you'll see me and you sitting alongside each other again, commentating for the NFL or NBA or something. A good old tag team.
look about ready to start the second half of this one.
This is going to be a good one.
Spartans keeping their starting 5 from the beginning of the game, being Molesky, Lipke, Krebs, Young, and Trevina.
And so goes the same for Hudson, keeping in Martin, Law, Wallace, Burdent, and Gonaway Glade. And starting off the second half is going to be Wallace.
Martin travels before he goes up with that one.
And Young with the pass in. Molesky bringing the ball. Oh, I stand corrected. Lipke bringing the ball to the other side. Molesky for 3.
What a
He
beautiful
makes that.
kick
Great way to
Set by
start off the
Krebs.
second half.
to set up a perfect three-pointer for Molesky. And then Young swatting the inbound pass back out of bounds, so.
And that's a substitution for Hudson, bringing in Matthew Sudem.
And the Spartans coming out with a full court press. So, who's playing aggressive in the second half?
It looks like Hudson's coach said back off, and Boardman said be more aggressive. Young drives and gets it. That's going to be 2 for Boardman.
The Spartans are not backing off whatsoever. Good defense by Trevina, getting a hand in the face.
Broken up by William.
Molesky's three-pointer.
3.
That one no good. Would have been nice for that one to fall too to tie the game up.
And that's going to put 2 more points on the board for Hudson.
Trevina.
Krebs almost with the rebound, and that's going to be a foul on the play. And it's going to be Boardman ball. And there's a travel on Boardman. It's going to be on Holden Lipke.
Lipke thought about taking the shot, wasn't too sure of it. Foot kind of slipped a little bit, and that causes the travel. Spartan foul caught on the floor.
Krebs is not happy with that. And we have a substitution for Boardman.
It'll be Miller for Krebs, as that was Krebs' 3rd foul of the game.
And it's going to be Wallace for 3, and he makes it. And Trevino for three. No good.
Looked like a short shot from this angle, just a bit short.
No. It's going to be another travel call on Hudson. And that's Archie and Holden Lipke coming in for Boardman.
So a few momentum swings in this one since we've gotten back from half.
Boardman starting off the second half strong.
Now it's Molesky working with it. Very physical defensive play.
And I believe that's a foul on Boardman.
No, the foul was actually on Hudson.
Excessive flopping. And Molesky getting the ball from out of bounds. Hudson playing some tight defense coming into the second half.
Lipke inside. He gets fouled.
And that's going to be a pass in.
Molesky, very strong drive. Miller with the nice rebound.
And that's good for two. Making this game a 23-28 Hudson lead. Archie gets it.
Fouled. Layup was a little strong though. So he'll shoot two. Try to make it a one possession game.
And that's a timeout for Hudson.
A lot of physical play. Nothing new.
Nothing new at all, just Hudson being a little bit more physical and Boardman being a whole lot more physical than they were this first half.
And even as Hudson continues to lead by 5 points, Boardman's defense has, I think, gotten better in the second half compared to the first.
Yes, they have. Then the first half, they let up 22 points, and so far this second half, they've only let up 6 points. My math is wrong there, I believe. All right, and coming back in from that timeout.
Archie will shoot the 2 free throws.
Archie recovering his own rebound.
Gives to Lipke for a long three-pointer.
Oh!
Ricochets into the hoop. So now just a 1 point game. as Hudson gets it. That rims in and runs out. Wide open three-pointer off the mark.
And Hudson gets the ball back, and they get the two-pointer on that one. Boardman not wasting any time getting to the other side of the court. Lipke for three.
To tie it up.
And that's no good. With another foul.
That one on Stiliana.
And ball stolen by Stiliana. And Hudson's going to steal it back, but it goes out right before.
Stiliana and Archie taking a break. Or
Stiliana staying in, Archie stepping out, Che coming back.
Stiliana started walking to the bench, so that's not completely my fault.
And
Trevina passes on that three-point attempt. And ball to stay with the Spartans.
Spartans trail by 3.
Just one shot can tie it up.
Or put them down by 1.
That was a beautiful layup by Holden Lipke.
And that's Anderson with the rebound.
Spartans would attempt to take the lead.
And there is another foul. And it's going to be Spartan ball. Trevina passing in for Boardman. And Stiliana for 3. Misses. Lipke gets the rebound. Anderson loses it and gets it back. Drives inside. It gets blocked on his way up.
That one gets chipped away. Ball's everywhere. Under a minute before we go into the fourth quarter.
And Anderson with the steal. Loses it, but gets it back and puts it up for 2. Connor Miller with the pushback up into the net.
Third time's a charm is what they always say. and it's a Spartan lead.
Boardman leads by 1, and ball goes out of bounds, and that's going to be Boardman's ball.
28 seconds. Trevina, Jawante Young coming onto the court.
Spartans looking to hold the ball until the end of the half.
Timeout.
Quarter, I mean. And it's going to be a timeout. And we have 18 seconds left in this quarter before we go into the final quarter, which is going to be quite intense. And passing in for Boardman is going to be Holden Lipke. And Anderson gets the ball. Lipke for three again. Missed it by a little. That could have been amazing, could have been dangerous. And going into the fourth quarter is Boardman leading 31-30. And a total team switch in this second half. Boardman coming out and just absolutely destroying Hudson in this first part of the second half.
And this game did start a little bit later than we expected it to, as there was a leak in the roof due to all the snow that we got overnight.
We got at least maybe 12 to 13 inches last night, and absolutely covered Boardman here. And that's out on Hudson. It's going to be Boardman ball.
Thankfully, our maintenance crew was able to tarp it up and let us play here tonight. Roads were clear.
And I do believe there was a game scheduled last night, but had to be canceled. Trevina for three, and that's an in and out, and Lipke putting it back up to make it 33-30. Hudson passing the ball all the way down court.
Now the Spartans have the lead, is just seeing if they can keep it.
And that is a two-shot foul for Hudson.
Burdette to shoot two.
Misses that first one. And coming in for Trevina is Connor Miller. Connor Miller with the rebound, giving it to Molesky, who brings it across court. And that's going to be Hudson ball.
A little dangerous of sitting in the splash zone.
Yeah. Gotta live life on the edge.
I do believe if the seats weren't there, he would have just dove into the stands for that one.
Yes, he probably would have. And that's three for Hudson, making it a tie game.
Getaway Glaive, yet again. Poked away but fouled. So the Spartans will keep it.
And passing in for the Spartans is going to be Young.
Gives that to Molesky.
Back to Young.
Back to Molesky.
To Trevina.
Back to Molesky.
Molesky for 2.
That's no good. Of course, Superintendent Tim Saxton in attendance of this game.
Young for 3. Hudson.
5 minutes to play. Tie game. 2 teams playing extremely physical. This is going to be a fun one to watch.
And 2 Hudson players on the ground. 3. Hudson's bench looking for a foul, as Boardman scores 2 to make it 35-33.
Beautiful drive by Molesky, and it'll force a timeout.
Timeout Spartans.
And here at BHS, we have received 2 new water fountains.
Very easy to fill up water bottles, saving bottles and our planet eventually.
Hopefully. With these new water fountains, all you have to do is take off the top, stick it under a nozzle, and it's motion censored, and it will start filling your water bottle, and all you have to do is pull it away, and it counts every water bottle that is filled. And I believe one of them is at 432 already.
I believe combined between the 2 water bottle fountains, we have saved over 1,000 already within just a week or 2 of having them.
And Young gets the and 1, I believe.
And 1 opportunity for Young.
And Wallace looking to get rid of it. And Wallace for 3, and he makes it, tying the game once again. And Molesky making an amazing layup. Young almost with the steal.
Both teams want this game really, really bad, as you can tell.
As of right now, it looks like we're going into extra quarters. And Molesky running with the ball. Trevina back to Molesky, to Young, back to Molesky. And pass to Lipke broken up. Hudson for 3. They miss it. And it's going to be another 3. And Trevina with the rebound.
Miller loses it.
Pass to Lipke is blocked. And that's going to be a travel call on William Wallace.
Under 2.5 minutes to play, and the Spartans still holding on to this lead.
That can change at any moment. Boardman to extend this lead.
Illegal screen.
Young trying to fight that call, and Krebs backing him up. Boardman playing tight defense. Young accidentally steals the ball, gives it to Krebs. Molesky going, shoots, and he makes that too, putting it at 42-38. Young looking for another steal. And shot is blocked and recovered by Krebs, who loses it. And that's the timeout called for Hudson.
Coming up on January 20th, the Boardman High School Arts are putting on a special show celebrating 100 years.
And speaking of 100 years, the Boardman Band is actually playing for a lady's birthday who requested the Boardman Band as her 100th birthday wish, and they will be playing for her in these upcoming weeks.
What a magical number the number 100 is.
Yes, only few people have hit that age. And there's another timeout called for Boardman.
101 to play. Just a minute to play left in this game. And the Spartans up by 2. It's tough to see if they're going to try to hold on to the ball and not take any shots to extend the lead, or if they're going to try to extend it out further so that Hudson can't get back into it. Fun fact that we were just mentioned by our production crew, there are actually 5,300 people currently alive who are over 100 years old.
53,000.
Hudson fouls. And there's 53 seconds left to play. in the
53
game.
is a magic number today. Go play that in the lottery. And that's Che Trevena shooting the foul.
So 1-1.
Recovered by Hudson.
Still playing pretty calm, but Trevena tips that one up.
Wallace recovers it. Hudson looking to run out the clock as long as they can so they can shoot a 3 and win it by 1. And that's a foul on Boardman.
Krebs.
Krebs steps out and Miller steps in.
Krebs very unhappy. I don't know if it's disappointment himself or if the call.
34 seconds left to play on the clock. And that is Jawante Young stepping in for Ryan Archie.
Very intense in this last 34 seconds. Game can go either way. That shot no good.
And
Lipke with
Lipke
the
gets
rebound. The gymnasium erupts with that missed shot. It's now Lipke to shoot the 1-and-1.
He makes these. I do believe this game is sealed.
A lot rides on this free throw.
Misses
No
the
good.
first. And shot missed. And it's going to be timeout for Hudson.
Yes, Hudson. Leaving them with one timeout left in the game.
Hudson looking to score 3 to win this game. If not, I'm sure they'll be perfectly fine with 2 to go into overtime and hopefully win it.
Even still, 23 seconds is still quite a bit of time for the Spartans to
Yes,
do
it is.
something in return.
And both coaches for Boardman and Hudson are looking quite nervous as this game winds down.
2-point game, 20 seconds to play. Who wants it more?
Hudson shoots for 2, misses it,
No good.
and I do believe,
Out of bounds.
and it's going to be
Ball stays
Hudson
with
ball with 10 seconds left. Looks like this game is going to come down to the wire, and that's a timeout for
14 seconds taken off the clock with that attempt, though. Looking at maybe 1 or 2 shot attempts for Hudson.
all they need is to make 1 to set it in overtime, or even a 3 to win this game. And I do believe if Boardman wins this game, this will definitely give them momentum in the next game to win it. Coming back from a close game with a win, 10 seconds left. We will see what happens.
So no more timeouts left for Hudson. They have 10 seconds. Down by 2.
I believe that Hudson is not going to try to go for the 3 because it is kind of a risky shot. I do believe they're just going to pass it short and go for the layup. Send it into overtime.
They send it out to the perimeter.
And that is a foul on Boardman.
Lipke with a questionable foul decision.
And it's going to be a pass in.
Although it did take off another second and a half, so now 8.4 left.
William Wallace. And
it's
that
a tie
gets 2.
game.
3 seconds left. Boardman needs to get down court.
Timeout called before that shot. But Lipke was ready to put it all on the line.
And this gymnasium is getting ready to go crazy for how this game is going to go.
We knew that this was going to be a competitive game. We knew that overtime was possible.
I do believe we are going to see some overtime unless Boardman can launch it down court or get down there quick.
They'll have 3.5 seconds to try to win this one.
This can still go either way. Hudson can block the ball on the pass in and get the 2. Or Boardman could just bomb it down court and hope for the best.
Although, I am willing to take my guess on this and say that the ball is going to get into the hands of Holden Lipke for this shot.
Gives it to Che. And that's a travel on Boardman.
1.8.
And Hudson trying to get more time on the clock because they do believe the foul was called before 1.8 was hit.
Every second matters at this point.
Yes, it does.
It can be the difference between getting a shot off and not.
This game does not end until that clock says 0 all across. And Hudson for 3. And they make it! And that is going to end the game. 45-42. Hudson wins it.
That's unbelievable.
With the buzzer beater, Hudson's bench flew off and went crazy.
And who other than Jack Burdett to take that shot?
I'm sorry, but that was actually William Wallace, who has been aggressive this whole game. And we see him make that final shot. Ladies and gentlemen, this game could not have gone any other way.
Absolutely unbelievable. That's a heartbreaker for the Spartans. After the Mooney game last year, losing on a layup at the last second. Of course, Boardman BSTN was here to get that one.
Now, I do believe a few weeks ago when they played Mooney, it went into overtime, and they lost by 3 points, I believe.
Absolutely unbelievable. That has to be heartbreaking for the players.
Like Coach Birch said, he said it's a good game. They can stop both offense and defense, and they proved that here today.
Of course, that travel by Trevino was very crucial.
And that'll do it for us here in the BHS Gymnasium. And I'm James Valentine, and this is Brandon Jackson. You guys have a good night.